Below, ABC is an isosceles triangle with A 2, 1, B -4, 9, AB equals to BC, and BC is parallel to the y-axis. A is the midpoint of AC. There is your diagram there, and you are told it's not drawn to scale, so you cannot use rulers to measure stuff there. First question, calculate the length of AB. So to calculate length, you need to first understand the formula for calculating distance, which is this one. This is what you will use to calculate your distance. Distance is equals to the square root of x1 minus x2 all squared plus y1 minus y2 all squared. So we're just going to say AB, let's do squared, is equals to xa, which is the same thing as x1 minus xb. All of this one is squared, plus ya minus yb all squared. Substitution, xa, that's 2, minus xb, -4 squared, plus ya, that's 1, minus yb, that's 9, all squared. Then your ab squared is equals to 6 squared plus 8 squared. And then your AB squared is now equals to 36 plus 64. And then your AB squared is equals to 100. Taking the square root on both sides, you are now going to get that your AB is equals to 10 units. Next question, the coordinates of C. You are told here that your BC is parallel to the y-axis. This is parallel to that. So your BC parallel to this one, which in turn tells you that the x-coordinate for both B and C is not changing. So we are expecting -4, y here. Considering the fact that AB is 10 units, and then also BC is 10 units, since we were told that these two are equal. They are equal. Being told AB is equals to that. Then that means that if they are equal, so from this to 4, then from 9, add 10 units to get y. So the y coordinate then will be equals to the y coordinate at B plus 10. So the y coordinate at C is equals to the y coordinate at B, it's 9 plus 10, giving you 19, which tells you that C is actually -4, 19. Alternatively, you can use the distance formula. Let's try to use the distance formula. So the distance formula is BC squared is equals to XB minus XC squared plus YA minus YB minus YC squared. And then your BC, that's 10, is equals to X at -4 minus -4 squared minus Y. And then this is 100 equals to 0. Plus 9 squared, that's 81, minus 80y plus y squared. If you expand this part here, this is what you are going to get, which is a binomial to the power 2. Now take everything to one side, then you have your y squared minus 18y, and then your 81 minus 100 is -19. If you factorize that, you're going to get y minus 19 and then y minus 1, so it's plus 1. And this tells you that y is either equals to 19 or y is equals to -1. So the y coordinates we are looking for is actually this one here. So that's why you are having something like that. Next question, Question number C, the coordinates of K, the midpoint of AC. How do you calculate midpoint? You need to know the formula for calculating midpoint, and it's here. This is it. That's how you calculate your midpoint. Treat it as if you are calculating the average between 2 points. So we are saying A, the coordinates of K, X at A plus X at C over 2, comma, Y, A plus YB over 2. And then this is going to give you X. At A is 2, at C is -4. 2, -4. So this is 2 plus -4 over 2, comma. And then the YA, 1, Y. 1 and 19. Sorry, 1 and 19. So this is 1 plus 19 over 2. And then the K, 2 minus 4 is -2 over 2, it's -1 over, and then 1 plus 19 is 20 over 2, it's 10. So the coordinates of K, this is -1, 10. Next question, the equation of the line AB. Are required to find the equation of the line AB in the form y is mx plus c. First of all, given 2 points, to find the equation, you first need to find the gradient. So the gradient, what is the gradient for this thing? Gradient, that's y is over run, so it's your y1, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. In this case, you need to be careful. It's just A and B for this one. Y, A, B, B. You need to be careful in doing this. Let's check what's the value of Y at A. It's 1. At B, it's 9. So that's 1 minus 9. 1 minus 9 divided by X at A is 2, then at B is -4, and then the gradient will be equals to -8 over 6, so it is equals to -4 over 3. Now let's substitute y minus y1 is equals to m into x minus x1. So this is y minus y1, let's choose the coordinate A to 1, so y is 1 is equals to m -4 over 3 into x minus 2. Next, so then this is y is equals to -4 over 3 x plus 8 over 3, then plus 1. Taking that one to the other side, then your y will be equals to -4 on 3x plus 11 over 3. Next question, the angle BCA, that angle level theta there. So before we can find that angle, we first need to know the measure over this side here. Let's first calculate that side. AC is equals to, put this one, x at A plus 2, x at B, -4 squared plus 1 minus 19 squared, and then AC squared is equals to 36 plus 18 squared plus 18 squared, 324, and then your 324 plus 36, and then your AC squared will be equals to 360, then taking the square root on both sides. AC is equals to 6 square root 10. And then now that we know AC, let's calculate the angle using the cosine formula. So the cosine formula says that a squared, which is the angle opposite to, let's call this one our A, let's call this one our A, and then this is angle A, then this is your B, and this is your C. So the cosine formula, it's this one here, the cosine formula, it's this one there, which is saying your A squared, this formula here, A squared is equals to B plus C squared minus 2BC cos X, or rather cos A there. Should be cos A. Now let's check this one, going back to our working space. We have that 10 squared is equals to 10 squared plus 6 square root 10 squared, that will give you a 360 minus 2 times 10 times this 6 square root 10 is equals to 100 plus 360 minus 2 times 10 is 20 times 6 is 2 times 6 times 10, 120. 120 square root 10 cos X. Now this is 100 is equals to, that's 460 minus 120 square root 10 cos X. Now subtracting the 100 from both sides, you are getting negative 360 is equals to negative 120 square root 10 cos X divided by negative 120 both sides. You are getting that your cos X is equals to, it's 3 over square root 10, 3 over square root 10. And then cos answer, cos your X is equals to 18.434, which is 18.4. Next question, which is question number F, the area. So to calculate area, since there is no 90 degrees there, or there is no perpendicular height you can use there. Actually, if you like, you can calculate a perpendicular height, which could be this distance from here up to there, which will be 2 minus negative 4. So your height is going to be, this is h, so your h is going to be 2 minus negative 4, and this is going to give you 6 units. So the area is going to be half base times perpendicular height. So the area is equals to half, the base is 10, then the perpendicular height is 6, that 3, that 30. This is giving us an area of 8 units squared. Alternatively, you can use this angle here, the angle you just calculated above, and say the area is equal to your half AB sine C, and then that will be meaning that your area is going to be half, what is A? A and B are the sides that are making up the angle. So your A is BC, and then your B is AC. So this is going to give you 10. So it's the 6 square root 10, and then your sine 18.4. Let's just calculate that. And this one is going to give you 80 square units. So the area is 1 unit. Area is equals to 30 units. Next question, the coordinates of D. If ABCD is a rhombus, for that you are going to use the calculating midpoint, using the idea that the diagonals cut each other they bisect each other. So the diagonals are bisecting each other, which means here we are expecting something like this. and then the diagonal, this is equals to that. So this is actually the midpoint of this line. So to find the coordinates of D, we are going to use that. So this is D with X and Y. So maybe let's write it here. So for midpoint, to find the value of X, you are going to add XB plus XD. Divide this by 2, you are going to get X at the midpoint, which is XK. Let's substitute. XB, -4. XD, that's what we are looking for. If you multiply by 2, both sides are going together. This is equals to 2 times XK. X at K, we calculated that to be -110. -1, comma 10. And then if you add 4 on both sides, you're going to get that the X at D is equals to -2 plus 4. And then your XD, this is equals to 2. Now let's calculate the Y value at D. The Y value at D. So your Y at B plus Y at D over 2 will give you your Y at K. Now Y at B, -4. -4 plus Y at D, that's Y. And then multiply by 2 both sides to get 2Y at K. What is Y at K? It's 10. And then this is -4 plus Y is equals to 20, subtracting 4, adding 4 on both sides, and Y. Sorry, it's not -4. Y is 9. This is 9. And then subtracting 9 on both sides, Y is equals to 11. So the coordinates of D is 2, 11. And this is 2, 11. Well, that's the end of this video. Thank you for staying tuned. Goodbye.